Now, if you guys followed my first channel, V-Belt and Son, I did a little bit of paint correction on 2001 Dodge. Bottom half of it was rhino lined and it was flaking off. So I bought this big dog before I found out Harbor Freight had them, and I could have bought them for half the price. But this little guy is $250,000 right here. But I'll tell you what, she is a ripper at taking things down to straight bare metal. But I also have this volleyball, so I put it inside these doors, put a little pressure from the inside, so that, well, you got to push kind of hard with this thing to get the full effect. And I don't want to cave in my freshly restored, rebuilt, tons of metalwork doors. So let's get to work. Well, look at that bed. Lickety split. That probably only took 15 minutes, but no longer than 20. I didn't actually, check the clock on it. But we're gonna go ahead and stick this volleyball in the door. Don't tell my boy I stole this from him. He's sleeping. But just need a little bit of pressure, because to get this effect, you gotta push pretty hard on it. But we want that effect, and it would be nice if we could have that on the whole truck, but I think we're gonna have to go back to the conventional and just do regular sanding, because up there on the roof, she's not that tough. I can't handle that beating. But down here where I'd like to be nice and straight, and really worried about that. Down to bare metal. It's already done that for the Bondo. Might as well do it for the rest. Should have got a smaller one. She don't fit. To the inside, and we'll put it right there. All the way to the bottom. Perfect. Just a little bit of pressure. We don't want to bulge the door. Shoot, I should probably put it a little bit lower. It's trial and error sometimes. When I say this thing gets her done, it gets her done. I'm gonna go get my mask and everything on as soon as I'm done speaking to everybody. But takes her a second, but once she breaks through that layer, what'd you say? Gotta sit down, that's loud. Look at that, nice and smooth. Now, granted, in a spot like this, I'm gonna try to move around a lot more often. I don't know if this thicker old school sheet metal will have an issue, but you don't wanna get her too hot. You don't wanna turn it into a taco, that's for sure. But you see how quick and effective that is? So these areas that's got Bondo on it, I've already taken those down to bare metal with the orbital. But everywhere else, I'd like to just strip it clean, because I don't know what this paint is, how many layers this paint is, and I'm fairly confident. What year did they stop using lead-based? It might have that in there, so I'm gonna try and give this a quick run over. Where's my drink? I need a kick. I can really see the appeal now. If you had a really clean body vehicle and you took her all the way down back to its roots, just straight metal, it looks mean. I'll give it that much. That took me about an hour right there. 9:30. I got about 8 hours of sleep. Took me about 3 days. I don't know what's up with that. Folks ask me if I'm staying busy in the winter. Shoot, I'm working more now than I was in the summer. And it's all going into that truck right there. Now we just don't get near it with liquids, you know? Get that flash rust and that'd be heartbreaking.
Lost my hat about midday. No idea where that's at, but check this out. Underneath the hood, bottom side of it, I'm gonna wire wheel this thing and scuff it real good, and it's just gonna get rattle canned. That's the way a lot of builds go, pretty much, unless you're going for really extreme. But I've already rattle canned with good rattle can underneath on the fenders, firewall, and all this stuff underneath already. So it would be awkward if part of this matched the whole rest of the truck's outside. So check this out. What is that noise? Oh, it's a table. I thought that was a dog yipping. Yeah, you saw it. You done up real nice. This is honestly insane looking. Gotta feel like a crackhead. Started chipping away at the paint, and pretty soon I took it all off. There's one spot right here that I had to hammer dolly, and unfortunately I kind of scuffed up the the rib right there. Didn't realize that the dolly was doing some backwards hammering on me. All in, said and done, I still have 3/16 worth of usable real estate on this one wheel. And I flip this one around, it's really grooved down on the side that I was working the corners. This thing is just absolutely gets with it, very efficient, and the $300 price was worth it. I don't remember how much this was. I did go ahead and order one of those 1-inch wide strips, which is only like 20 bucks. But then you got to spend another 20 bucks on the spacers. Could make them, but they got a little, it's a cross in the middle. And I figured, what the heck. So I went on their website, and it's cheaper. But then after shipping, it was more expensive. So we went right back to Amazon. Well, let's give you guys a walk around the truck, and we're going to end this video. This is, I'm going to say less than 8 hours put into this. Because the bed went really fast. If I mentioned that already, I need to go back through and do a couple final dressings and fix some dents. But my whole thought behind it, I gotta do some stuff back here. Don't look at that. But what I have so far, one disc worth 8 hours, and we got 80% of the truck. All the sides, the hood, but I'll have to use that narrow one for the top so I don't have to push as hard if I end up going that route. But there's just so many different paints and primers and stuff on it. The fenders, the paint just fell right off of those. Guess I missed a spot there. But the cab, because you can tell right here the difference. This has been different year. They're doing something different, but you can look right here. The primer they used, this might have been mud right here. Back in here maybe? I don't know. The primer they used on the fenders and the paint thickness, minimal. But you can see it's kind of bluish. And then here's that old iron red primer. That stuff's about as thick as a Texas steak, I'll tell you that much. But look at, she's all black underneath here, all good, tucked in. I'm gonna hit the firewall, scuff that a little bit more, get the spots up there that are gonna be the outer shell worth color, and I'm gonna be able to put the hood on so I can, you know, sit up there on that and start sanding on the roof and stuff like that. But look at that. This looks insane. I might have mentioned this earlier. I'm just so excited. Just a flat steel rig done up right. This just, it looks insane. Like, wow. I could really dig on something like this. If I ever came across a rig that was just completely straight, I probably will add one of these to the build roster for later on down the road. Just a bare bones steel, super clear coated truck, because they look mean. It's just like what's that? Is that guy in Vegas? Welder Up or something? Nah, I don't know if that's it. I don't know. Just started following him, but he's got a bunch of crazy builds that are torn down like this, that are just straight steel, rivets and stuff like that. Comment below if you guys remember who that is. But I'm gonna end this here because it's dinner time. We're gonna head up to the house. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go pick up another Dodge tomorrow. That'll be on the main channel. I have to check out V-Belt and Son. But if you made it this far in the video, hit the like button for me. I'd appreciate it. See you guys later.